What's up, everybody? Pretty sure you've all seen on Instagram people using Crayola markers, Crayola washable, I don't know, it's so many different kinds. And this video I wanted to do a tutorial on how to use Crayola washable markers. It's a very, very fun markers to use, and you could experiment with different styles, blend the markers. And they're very, very cheap. I believe I paid no more than like $4 and change, if that, for this set. Alright, now let's go ahead and get into it. And I'm gonna go through and show you how these markers work. Alright, so as you possibly know, see how it is a bullet tipped marker. So you want to hold it at a 45-degree angle when you're writing, or you could do it straight up, but you would get the tip and you'll get more of a fine line. Like, for example, just hello, you see how crisp and clean that is? And if I do it at the angle, let me make some more room here on my desk. Slide you all over. You see that's having the marker, let me zoom in, tilted at the angle. So come down, that, do it like that. It's really all how you flick your wrist. Alright, I'm going to switch to a different marker because this one is dying. So let's go to another marker now. Okay. So I'm going to go through the alphabet. I'm just going to do the lowercase letters and really give you an idea how to go about executing. So remember, you have to have the marker at 45-degree angle because you want it to hit the side right. Whoops. Hit this side right here on the paper. So you're gonna do A through Z. And then right here, what I normally do, I just use the tip and then come down 45-degree angle, and just like that. Same with the C, 45-degree angle. Come up, boom. So with the D, you basically look at it as the B just flipped backwards. And then now 45 degrees, come down and up. And then now for that, 45 degrees, and you can come around like that. There's so many different ways to go about creating and constructing the letters. So D, E, you could either do the E like this, all in one stroke, or you could do it like this. Come down 45 degrees, and then just use the tip. So you get a skinnier, I think this is called the bowl of the letters. So I mean, there's two different styles. See, two different styles and two different weights of the letters. So F, you can do it many different ways. 45 degrees, come down, that, and like that. Or you could do it this way. Start out the tip, and then you see I started out skinny, and then I tilted the marker more, and then dragged it down. And you could just like that with the tip, or you could do it 45 degrees. So now let's go to G. G, there's many different options that you could use. Do it like that. And do it like that. Or you could do it like this. That's another option. And this marker is dying too. Let me switch to a different color. one that'll show up good on screen. So G, H. So right here for the H is the same concept and approach for the B. Started out skinny, then come down, have the marker tilted at the 45 degrees. H, I, it's pretty simple. Just start out 45, tilt it a little bit, and then flick your wrist. And then J. So many ways to go about constructing one. Come down. It's really all in the wrist. Start out 45. Let me go through it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go back through the letters and we'll point out. And I'll explain to it in better detail. So K, come down, is 45, little twist with the wrist. Like that, 45, and then start right here 45, and right here, when I got to the end, to where this part that connects to the K, just flicked it in. And the same right here. Started out 45, and just flicked it. So you see we get the more or less the same effect, just at different parts of the letter. So L, it's lowercase, straight down, more or less the same concept with the K, I, and the H. So now for the M. All this is gonna be lowercase, just to remind you all. So M, this is one of the styles. M, just start out just like that, because you want to start out skinny with the marker tilted, and it's all in adjusting the angle. Start out skinny there, come down 45, skinny, and 45. And then you could go back through and, you know, tighten up the letters and make them look a bit neater. M, then N. N, basically, this right here could be your N. Skinny, 45. N, then O. All it is just going around 45 degrees. Whichever way you prefer. M and O. P. P. Same concept as the L. You could add a little bit more style to it. Whichever way you prefer to go about constructing your letters. This is just one of these styles that I use because these markers are so much fun, you know, to see the other styles people do and incorporate them into your own style, because you know we never want to copy, we want to just be influenced. So for the P, creating the bowl of the P, I believe this is the correct terminology of typography. If not, let me know below in the comments. Okay, so for the P, constructing this part, you know, the part that closes the P up, you can take it the same approach to the B bowl right here. We start out small, bring it down 45, and then just flick it in. And then for the Q is a letter where you could construct it in many different ways. You could just do it very simple, all the way around 45, and then just have it basically like that. Just to keep it simple. Styles will come later on. Then R, this is one way. Just very simple. Just coming down 45. The marker tilted, because you want to use the point to get the fine line and come up, and then 45 and down, and that's it. And then for the S, very simple way to go about constructing one, just like that. And then just come around like that. And then for the T, this is lowercase, come down 45, same approach as the L, You know, just twist it a bit to give it a little bit of rhythm to it. And you can either come from this angle to the T, which, oh, sorry about that, which would be creating a motion with it compared to just going straight across. Because watch, see how the stem of the T has the motion to it? Coming this way, and see all these, it flows a bit better. T, and now we're gonna go for the U. U, 45, started here with the pen at the angle. Sorry about that, camera cut off. Guess I reached the recording limit, but let's continue on to what I was saying. So you see right here with the U, because I just did the T, it's the same, more or less a similar concept as with starting with the M. Start with the marker at the angle, come all the way around 45 degrees, and then you can just flick up. Because I'm using the side of the marker the whole time. And then you just come down 45 around and just flick up really quick. And then for the V, just straight down 45. I'm not using guidelines for any of these because I normally don't use guidelines. Because with the Crayola markers, I like to be a bit more free and less restricted and more free flowing. All right, and so to close up the V, you can either just go straight down, but I like to come at a bit of an angle, you know, to give it a bit of a good character feel to it. T-U-V, so right here was just starting 45, just came over and straight down. T-U-V, W, W-V, same concept as closing up the V, just turned around for one style. And right here, just go straight down, and the same approach right here with this part of the V. And that's it. Now for X, X is 45. Because if you see, I have the paper turned a bit, and 45 coming down that way, and just flick. You could either do the same for this part of the X, or you could just go straight down like that, depending on your preference and what looks good to you and what fits your style. So okay, so for the Y, whew, should have had some water, but anyways, let's continue on. So for the Y, you could take the same approach as the U and the M, which in regards to starting out, you know, creating a bit of motion in the letters. Or you could just do it very simple, 45 degrees, go down and then flick up. And 45 degrees, down, and just flick out. Because you could either leave the Y like this, or you could use the tip of the marker. If you see how I have it standing straight up, you could connect those two, just like that. And for the Z, 45 degrees, and then just flick out. And right here for this part of the Z, you could either go down like that, and just like that. So this was 45 degrees with light pressure. And right here is 45 degrees pressure. Because if you notice the difference of the thick and the thin. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, we're gonna go through the letters and talk a bit more about them in depth. And I'm gonna use a red pen so it'll be easier to see in more detail. Okay, so right here on the A, if you noticed right here is where I started, and all the way around to here was 45 degrees, and right here, this part, before I added this in, was where I ended and flicked my wrist. Whoops. I know how to spell. Okay, so for this part, started out basically all the way through 45 degrees, pressing down on the marker. So what you want to remember throughout while using the Crayola markers, the angle which you hold the marker is what determines a lot of how your piece is going to turn out. So hope y'all enjoyed the tutorial. Just let me know what you thought about it below, and hope to see you next time. Catch you all later.